Exclamation, everybody, and welcome to Nightstar Rogue Wings. It is by Solid Mesh. It is in early access, and yes, I have already covered this game back in April, but I decided to revisit it. The devs have contacted me, asked me to take another look at it, since it has been in development since the last time I looked at it. And some things have changed, some things have improved. Some more work to go, though. I have played a bit of it again to see what has changed so far, and some good changes, and some things that really need to be ironed out still. As you might imagine, it's still early access, so you know it's going to have some bugs and things and whatnot. But it's currently $9.99 US on Steam in the early access program. It's by Solid Mesh. I think I said all this stuff already. And it's sci-fi space, well, not even space, it's just a sci-fi fighter plane shooter, basically. It's, I would say, if you've ever played Star Fox on Super Nintendo, this is about the closest we've gotten thus far to having a PC version of Star Fox. Not perfect by any stretch of imagination yet, but they've got a good thing started here anyway. So first things first, before we get into this, I am actually playing without my headphones on. You might... I've put the headphones as far away from the microphone as I could, but you might still hear like a little bit of audio bleed through. That's because when I go into the options here, it says all changes are saved automatically, which is true, except for your audio volume. Doesn't really matter what I set this to, it's always at the loudest possible volume it could possibly be at. In fact, I was playing for a little bit just prior to recording, and my ears are still ringing from it. So yeah, I'm not going to wear any headphones during this one, and hopefully none of the audio from it will bleed through. I can actually hear some of it just off in the distance there a little bit, so hopefully it's not coming through the microphone. But yeah, we've got all the controls are about the same as what they were. I'm using the mouse and keyboard for this because it works pretty well for what we're looking at. The mouse aim is okay. I haven't really tried the controller stuff. I don't think the controller is going to really give me that much difference here, because of the way it kind of maneuvers and fires. I think the mouse is a little bit more sensitive, a little bit more accurate in what it's trying to do here. So we're going to stick with that for now. And I hope I have this on. I hope this is on Ultra. Did that save or not? I hope that saved. I hope it didn't just destroy my recording either, because that would be horrible right now. But let us start. Now I've already been playing a little bit, so I don't need to go through training. We still have the defense on Tardira, which is the one I showed the first time through that I played this back in April. This is a new version of the second level, and then we've got the orbital blockade level there, which I think is the orbital blockade. I think is where we had left off the last time. We might not make it to orbital blockade because this second mission here has gotten a lot longer than it was, and not necessarily for good reasons either. But let's start out from the beginning. Let's take this slow and just see what's changed and what hasn't changed and whatnot. So, defense on Tardira, city under siege. Let's launch that mission and rehash my controls here. All right. So right off the bat, controls are still pretty good. They're still pretty responsive. There is a situation where the controls are not quite as responsive as I like, and that's with the roll. You can double tap to roll, again, much like you would in Star Fox, which is very cool, but it's very unresponsive. Like there's a big delay there before it actually registers, and So it's not as practical as you might think. Like in Star Fox, you could roll and it would like, your spin would like destroy any incoming fire and stuff. It was very useful for that. This, I think, gives you a chance to sort of dodge out of the way of things. But again, you rarely use it because it's so slow in its spin up. By the time you've spun, you've already got a guy pounding the crap out of you as far as the incoming fire goes. And we still have cooldown mechanics on here. You still want to make sure you're not firing too quickly, or else you'll overheat and then have to wait for the cooldown. And there's still like the two different types of weapons. So right now I'm using the piercing rounds because they work best on hull. And then you've got ones that work on the shields, the other guns. I switch between them with E. Right click is still your targeting, so that's good because you do use your targeting quite a bit. You got the eliminate the enemy destroyer coming in here. Now, the cinematics here, I don't mind the cinematics taking over while there's text and stuff on the screen. That's cool. The problem is that, and you'll see this a little bit later, there are instances when the cinematics take over. Like I'm going to use my disruptor now on this bridge over here to try to, because it's got some shielding still. There are instances when the cinematics take over and don't everything's still continuing. Like the game doesn't pause while it's happening, and you take bunches of damage from things that you can't do anything about. There comes a point sometime, like in the second map, you see this in particular when you come up to the main area. There was like, I got to the main area with 100% hull, and then after the cinematic was done, I was down to 60%. So it's like they'll have to figure something out with that, because that's kind of unacceptable to be taking damage while, even if it's like you just make the player invulnerable during a cutscene that they, a non-interactive cutscene, that would go a long way towards making sure you don't get any, unforeseen or undesirable problems there. Show battery recharge upgrade. Okay. All right. Didn't even see that upgrade pop into me. I guess I was right there to get it. So switch over to our disruptor laser again. Targeting subsystems is still kind of flaky. It's, as much as I appreciate the right click to target, it's still like when you're trying to, it will always target like the closest, I think. I think that's what it's doing. That's what it seems to be doing anyway. And sometimes you just want to get away from something, so you come by and kind of strafe it. And I really wish they would put like a strafing command in the game or something, so that you can really, so you have a little bit better time with these, a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit higher quality of life going after these bigger machines here. Now, the only problem I have with the game too is that it likes to hit you from angles that you can't avoid and can't see coming, which is very, very similar to the way Star Fox used to work. But it does make for some BS moments when you're like, you know what, you get hit by like 3 different things at once, and there was no way you could have ever avoided that happening. And let's switch to this again, and then we'll switch back to this, and we'll throw some missiles at that guy. So the missiles and stuff is the middle mouse button. I always forget too, and I end up remembering that, oh yeah, I have missiles that I can use. You see that big gun that he shoots at you, that like you can avoid it if you can see it coming, but you can't see it coming to avoid it. I know that sounds like a weird thing to say, but it's like it travels so fast and it's so unlikely to be seen that it just kind of almost always hits you and does a lot of damage. So it's little things like that kind of make it feel a little unfair at times. But again, like anyone who's played Star Fox feels the same way about that. Although with Star Fox it was kind of interesting because the bolts would come at you, like weapons fired would come at you, but it would be slow enough that you could, if your reaction time was fast enough, you could, either spin to disrupt it or at least get out of the way of it in most cases. This one, it seems like you get hit so quickly that it doesn't feel like you can really maneuver out of the way of a lot of things. Although, when we get into this next mission with the turrets, you'll find that you can maneuver out of the way of them a little bit easier because the projectiles run a little bit slower. But that's not the case with like the fighters and whatnot. So let's go to the next mission. We got a silver medal there. That's not bad. So this is the remade second mission here. It's about the same as it was. I mean, the objectives are relatively the same. Like, you got to stay below this red line here. But they've completely redone the map, as you can see. It's like, it feels like we're on Mustafar here or something. I feel like I'm going to get, like, have Anakin Skywalker telling me how he's the ultimate power in the universe kind of thing. Whining at me about being the ultimate power in the universe, I should say. But certainly from a, you can see, and here's what I'm talking about with the slower projectiles like these, you can actually avoid. Most of the time, you're getting hit from behind, or you're getting hit from directions where you can't really, or the bullets are moving so fast that you can't really avoid them even if you want it to. Go. And out. And then the overheat, basically, if you just keep clicking your gun a couple times here, it's easy to sort of defeat the overheat mechanism on things. Alright. Now, rage level max. I don't know what rage level max means. It says press space to use. I have not ever used it, so I don't know what that does for me. I guess I could try it. What does that do? Oh, it gives me missiles? Oh, well, that's interesting. That's the first time I've tried that. I've seen that rage level max come up before, and I just never understood what it was for. It doesn't say anything. Like, it's like rage level. Like, well, what does that mean? What does rage level mean other than, in the context of this? It's like, does that, it feels like that needs like a new word to describe it or something. Okay, that's one down. Now you see when I don't target and I use my missiles, they go all over the place, which is cool. They'll try to hit everything they can. But at the same time, you have to remember to target things. And also, I've seen the target lock sort of float a little bit. So, like, sometimes if I do a flip and come around to, if I double tap S, it does a one. See, it's a little bit slow. If I double tap S, it does a 180. But I've had it, like, look, it's completely reset my target. Like, my target's gone now. I don't know if my target was destroyed, and that's why it's reset, or what. But you can see, even when I did, see, that's not destroyed, that power cell. But as soon as I do a flip like this, it resets my targeting, which is a little bit. I feel like that's something that could be addressed, because you really want. If there's one thing that I always want in a space, well, maybe that space, like in a fighter game like this, is a target lock. A reliable target lock is very important, because things fly by you so fast, right, that you need to be able to see. Now I'm still locked onto this guy, which is good, but you need to be able to pick them out, especially when you don't have like a reliable, like a radar screen or something, and you just have these little pips on the side of the screens like this. it's really important that you be able to pick out from all the noise the thing that you were just firing on. And so it's... Is there still a guy behind us? I think there's... Oh, there's a turret down here. Okay. Alright, and let's take these guys out. So, this level, as you will come to see, really overstays its welcome. And I say that because I've just now gone through two of these gates. Now you see we're at a third one here. And it's basically this repeated ad nauseum to the point where you're like, you know what, I'm kind of done with this now. You know what I mean? It's like, there is an objective later on that we have to do, but really it's just like, okay, take down a shield grid, then take on all these turrets, and then we'll throw a couple fighters at you just to piss you off, and then we'll give you another shield wall to bust down, and then we'll throw some more turrets at you, and then we'll give you another shield wall to bust down, we'll throw some more turrets at you, and oh yeah, there's some more fighters to piss you off. And it's like, you know, we don't need it doesn't need to be quite so... Oh, let's destroy these things here. I think the thing is, I got the point early on, right? Like, you don't necessarily need that many sections. Now, I appreciate that there's a, you know, I had to sort of tunnel my way through that little area, and there's like these little small areas that you've thrown in here that you have to kind of wind your way through without going above the red line and all that stuff. And that's cool. You know, you're using the environment to do things, but the main objective is the same, and it just gets very repetitive unless you have something more to do, right? So it's like, I think after the third time of doing one of these power cell things, I think that's should be when you get to the very end, right? Because you see now it's like I'm still going. We're still trying to get to this prison thing. We're like 92 freaking turrets between us and them, and it's like, how many more turrets do I have to really deal with? This one happens to be the last section though, which is nice. Because I know that because it has that snake thing there. But this is also where I believe we have the cutscene problem, where you'll just keep an eye on my hull as we come up here and see what it shows. Let's go through those turrets. Turret up here. I'm going to just fire my rockets at and hope that's enough. No, it's not. Alright, that's fine. Okay. So we got some more turrets. Like I said, they had a run on turrets apparently. And it's just not, it's, after a while it's like, okay, this is cool, and then eventually you get to the point where like, alright, can we get something else besides this? Like, why is there more turrets now? Like, it's just, I mean, I assume the idea was that you were supposed to just I was supposed to just like bypass these guys, but they're so, their accuracy is when they're behind you, their accuracy is so unbalanced because you can't see what's coming at you, that you kind of have to take care of them. Right, search for the prisoners, or else you're just going to have a whole bunch of, you're going to be taking a whole bunch of damage that you can't do a damn thing about, right? I mean, you could go back and take them out, but I mean, that's the point, right? It's like, you can't really, as much as you might want to bypass this, and I kind of do, it really behooves you not to. Okay, where's this guy? This guy, he's just gonna troll the shit out of me is what he's gonna do. Alright. That's fine. Let's take this freaking turret out. Like I said, it's just annoying more than anything else. And this guy, where the frick is he? There he is. Oh, he's out of range now? Oh, Go figure. Okay. Alright. He's dead. Now, towards here and do our main objective. Yep, another shield to go through. Another shield. Now let's do that. Another. Kill that power cell. Kill this power cell. Alright. Okay, now I hope you took note of my hull. I think it was 100%. I think my shield was 100% because at the end of this cutscene it may not be. It wasn't the last time I did this. We'll see if it is this time or not. And there's not a thing I can do. This is just gonna run through and keep showing me the thing here, and there's a decent story here, I'd imagine. And there we go. Oh, 98% hull. Yeah, my shield is completely down 98%. This time it was only that. I was down to like 60% the first time this happened. So, alright, set off all bombs, which I'm going to directly do. I could take out these guys, but you know what? Screw them. I'm just going to take out the bombs. Set up the bombs. I know that there's one down here. I'm going to do that, hopefully. There we go, there's one. I'm just going to try to get through this level as fast as I can. I don't know how much more of the level is left after this. I know I destroyed all the bombs before, but I don't know. I still didn't finish the level as far as I remember. Bomb taken care of, and then I believe there's one over yonder. Go, and then where's this other one at? Oh, it's right behind me. There we go. And then I think there's one over on the other side here. Yeah, it's just over there. Try to hit this one. Go. There. Take some missiles. For some reason I'm not doing damage to it. There we go. This is as far as I got, so I don't know if the level ends here. I think the level ends here, and then we can go on to the next map. I think this is the end of it. You can go back out into space and see what's happened with that one. There we go. All right, another silver medal. So let's launch next mission now. The one thing to note too is that since it's early access, there is a hangar module and stuff, and there is the idea that you can unlock skins and whatnot. But right now you have like 99,000 parts or whatever to do it, which obviously is not what you're going to have later on. So I don't know. It doesn't say that it's quite finished yet either. So I don't know exactly where they're going with that yet. But just something to keep in mind here as we do things. Now let's see if I can. I have not used my EMP yet, so let's see if I can use that. There we go. And have. Whoop. Nope. There we go. There we go. Kill him. Switch back to this and. Oh, no, he's just hull right now, right? Alright, protect the Sonara. See, I don't mind it pulling my view away like that, but again, it'd be best if it didn't do it, if I was invulnerable while it did that. If it's gonna do that. My boost is not regenerating. There it is. Wow, that took forever and a day to regenerate that. Where's this guy at? I just had him on screen. What the hell, man? There he is. Jeez, being a pain in my butt. Okay, and alright, come on, flip around here. Flip around here. Yeah, these guys are flying so close that it's like hard to keep a bead on them. Yo, that guy's down. No more targets. I keep right clicking. I don't see any targets here. I guess we just gotta wait till we get a little bit closer, huh? There's a gunship there. Alright, we'll do this. Do a little EMP. Oh, I think I was a little bit too far away, but whatever. I don't think my missile even hit him. I think he totally juked my missiles. Oh, I'm getting hit from so many sides here. There we go. Oh, see, like I said, it's a little bit unfair. You can get hit from the corners there where you can't see. Like there's no time to even react to it. But I mean, I guess that's part of it. Like it's not necessarily a negative. I wouldn't necessarily call it a negative, but it's more like a. It kind of makes it feel like you're not as maneuverable as you actually are. And honestly, if the rolling mechanic was a little bit more, and the spin mechanic was a little bit more, the 180 spin, a little bit more responsive. I keep right clicking. I keep right clicking to change my weapons, and that's just targeting. I don't know why I think right click changes weapons, but I keep employing it, and it keeps not working. And I keep wondering why. Because I'm an idiot. Okay. Alright, we got. Let's see if I can take some of these guys out. Alright, my boost, my reverse boost gave out. Yeah, that's at like 938,968. Those are like spare parts or something, and I haven't quite implemented that yet, as far as I know. Damn, I am just. I'm getting my face wrecked here. Just absolutely. Oh, here's an upgrade. Let's go grab that. That might be useful. Smart rifle. Okay. Oof, my hull is just suddenly really bad here. See, I keep losing these guys in the fog of war here. He's destroyed. Damn. I don't even I can't even see myself getting hit, so I don't know if I'm getting hit by an enemy or if I'm getting hit by friendlies. I feel like I'm getting hit by friendlies, honestly, because I haven't had this much trouble yet. Right, let's slow down a bit. Yeah. Oh, what do you got? Yeah, you got the shotgun. Okay. Right, these guys are, and everything else is like super maneuverable, and I'm very much not. It feels like, which is the other real issue I have here is I feel like I just can't. I feel like I'm at such a huge disadvantage, even though I should be in this like awesome, super awesome fighter. Because everything else is just able to. Everything else just flies by so quickly, and I don't know if that might also be like maybe field of view. I don't know if the field of view is just really restricted or what it is, but it just feels like I can never. It feels like I'm spending all of my time just spinning here, and none of it is doing me any good. Like I just can't. I still can't get targets on the screen fast enough. That guy's down, and where are you at? Like, see, like I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm trying to get this guy on my screen, but he's like able to just go like super speed here. I mean, I guess I could boost and everything, but that's really just a straight line boost. Okay. Him out in the most epic way we could. Bridge out. We gotta get to this right engine if we can. This is where it gets a little bit awkward because you're like, how do I get to this engine without crashing into everything? There we go. Still doing relatively okay, I'd say. For a change. Oh, where's this target at? This target is over here. Okay. Oh, hull repaired. Thank you. Where were you? You know, they have power-ups and stuff. They're really. It feels like there's more power-ups on this level than there have been in the entire game. So I think maybe they're gonna have to do a little bit of work with that. I mean, this level, it's more needed on this level than probably any other level in the game, but still, it's so infrequent that you forget that there are such things as power-ups in the game. Okay, did we get everything here? Okay, there we go. There's something to shoot at. Alright, we took the bridge and the one engine out before my boost was getting a little bit too low there. I'm gonna make sure I did that, and now we come around here and take this engine down if we can, and let's take some missiles to him. Nice. Alright, so far so good. Oh. Feels like we come to a complete stop sometimes. Yeah, that's another one bites the dust. Not doing too bad for a change here. I think I'm doing better than I did the first time I played this. Okay. Here's I have it a little bit more, coming off of a little bit of practice too. See, I just cannot catch up to this guy. There we go. There we go. Alright. There's still a lot of shaders going on here. It's okay. It's still a little bit distracting. I feel like, you know how you watch the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies, and you're like, oh yeah, let's have lens flare on everything. It kind of feels like I'm getting lens flare to death a little bit. But, you know, like everything seems to have like a dirty sheen on it, but it's not as bad as it was the last time. So it's certainly improved. It just still feels a little bit, much still, I guess. Oof, I have some badass weapon here. Do Do I have a target to use it on? There's a target right there. Okay. Oh. Nope. Alright. And where's the other target at? There he is. Come here, you bastard. Go. Shotgun upgrade acquired. Alright. The shotgun's actually pretty good. I think it better than that. That other thing was a little bit too slow for me. Okay. Picked him off. And we're still moving forward here. Our mothership is still okay for the moment. I don't know how long that's going to last for. Let's see any more. Don't see any more targets either. Ah, here we go. Here's some targets. Something to shoot at. Something to shoot at. Bam. Alright. Let's go flip around here. Get into them early before they get... Whoop. Alright. Who is... See, that's where I get a little bit frustrated, because I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to avoid all that nonsense when I don't even know where it's coming from? Alright, let's go there. Oh, here's someone who needs a little love and attention. Yeah, let's go there real fast. We'll boost back around and hopefully. Whoa, this guy is a lot closer than I thought he would be. Okay, I'm thinking like freaking. Somebody's got a number on me, a bead on me, and I cannot see who it is. And again, I can't. I'm trying to target something here, and it's like, nope. You wanted to target? Oh, well, there we go. Mission failed. Yeah, that's the only problem with the targeting, is that sometimes I want to target a subsystem, and it's like, no, we're just going to target these other guys. And it's like, no, that's not really what I wanted to target. But they took the... So the mothership was at like, what? 3/4 before we did that, and then suddenly it's down to 0. So that's... I think there must be a timer that went off, and they're like, all right, now you die. Or something like that. Because that felt a little bit... It felt a little bit like it went completely unbalanced on there at the very end, but yeah, whatever. I guess it felt like you weren't meant to even win this particular mission, but there you go. I think that's been a decent look here. We turn to the menu and get all the story again. And yeah, that's about all I can really say about it. I mean, there's not much else going on. They do have a hangar module that they're working on. It's got different skins and whatnot. You've got all these points here, which are for upgrades that you can buy. I think that I've already put some on here. Yeah, here's like the different things you can mount, your different thrusters. I just went and just took the biggest one I could find, the Proto Thunder. So I've been actually running on the best and biggest stuff, because in development here you've got pretty much unlimited credits to use for things. You can see unlimited parts or whatever they're calling them. So you can do all that. That gives you all the durability and piercing damage and all that stuff. So I've been it's been a little bit more of a cakewalk, I think, than if I had just left like the low grade stuff on there. But it's still, you know, even with that, I mean, it's not bad. There's nothing I could say that's like really horrible about it. I mean, and I'm still not really totally convinced about the shaders and stuff, but and some of the movement is still a little bit you know, like the rolls and the 180 spin is a little bit too anemic right now. It's not very responsive. Other than that, and the targeting is passable. At least they have targeting. There's been some recent space games that haven't had even any targeting at all, and that's really pissed me off. I'm glad this game has targeting. I think the target lock kind of floats a little bit too much, where you suddenly lose a lock when you're trying to lock onto something, and when you're trying to target specific things like subsystems on a larger ship, it becomes next to impossible at times. It doesn't necessarily stop you from firing your weapons at it, but it does make your missiles do something different than just locking onto your one target. They'll just kind of scatter out and do whatever they want to do. So there's some mechanical things they have to flesh out. I don't know how much they're going to rely on story, because right now the story is pretty threadbare. I assume they're just going to kind of work on the mechanics right now. And honestly, you don't need much of a story to hold this together. I kind of really enjoy stories, but you can have just a threadbare one that just kind of draws all the different pieces together, and I think that's pretty much what they have right now. It's just there's an underpinning here of sort of like a Firefly-esque thing going on that I would love to dig into a little bit more if they have some more story to go with that, because I think that would be really an interesting story to tell if you do it right, but and at least have that overarching thing there. But otherwise, it's pretty competent, and it's fun for maybe 15-20 minutes. There's not much else going on content-wise. I don't think, was there another mission after that one? Orbital blockade. Yeah, search for the Narcissus. And hard-shelled space hypergate. So there was 2 other missions after that we're not going to get a chance to. Oh, I've apparently already played this mission because I have a silver medal in it. I don't know how that happened. I don't recall playing that. Maybe I played that the first time. And this one I've never succeeded at. So maybe that came earlier. Maybe that was an earlier mission. The last time I played, I don't know. I do not know. But anyway, and hard-shelled space looks kind of interesting. But yeah, that's about all I can say right now. I think they're making good progress. There's no additional feedback I can really give beyond what I've already given. Other than, if you're gonna put an audio slider in a game, make sure it actually works, because it would be really nice if I didn't, if I could hear when I'm done playing with your game. And yeah, that's about the best I can do, I think, my friends. So as always, I'll leave links to more information down in the description, so you can do your own due diligence on it. But thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time.